Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you all about a really important current event that's making international news right now, and so I just put this video together to kind of give you an overview of it so you all can make informed decisions and kind of understand the situation as it develops. Okay, so the topic that this is concerning is Wikileaks, and Wikileaks is a nonprofit organization that publishes leaked documents, and it was started in 2006. It's directed by Julian Assange, and I'm going to talk more about him in a minute. But what this website does is it accepts submissions from anonymously. It accepts them anonymously online. People can put them into a Dropbox, and the important thing to note about this is that it doesn't solicit information. So they're not out there seeking to find information. They have this Dropbox set up and people can submit it. Once they submit it, whatever information they supply is put through a rigorous internal review process, and this determines whether or not this is a real piece of information or if this is fake or what. So it determines the validity of the submissions. And apparently this is a fairly effective process because nothing fake has been posted to the website so far. All of it has been determined valid. Another important thing to note is that Wikipedia is not related to Wikileaks, even though they both start with Wiki. Wiki is not a brand name. So it initially had, Wikileaks initially had the wiki format, which is that anyone can edit submissions, but this feature was removed in 2008. Okay, so because of the nature of the documents that are on this site, which are potentially embarrassing and upsetting and just revealing about nations around the world, specifically the U.S. it seems, Wikileaks has always kind of been a thorn in government sides, and they haven't been very happy with it since its creation. But in the summer of 2010, a video called Collateral Murder was released. And this was a submission that was leaked by Private Bradley Manning, and it depicted a 2007 attack by U.S. forces and it showed them killing non-hostile Iraqi journalists and civilians. And initially, after this attack was made, a statement was made to the New York Times by Lieutenant Colonel Scott Blakewell of the U.S. military, and he said that this was a combat operation against hostile forces. And the video clearly showed that these weren't hostile forces and that it was a fairly unprovoked attack, and so it kind of embarrassed the U.S., not only because the attack looked bad, but because of the fact that they tried to cover it up and basically lied. So since this had happened, Bradley Manning is currently being detained, and he's being charged with the unauthorized use and disclosure, and he is in the United States awaiting a hearing. The U.S. has also called since then for the extradition of Julian Assange, who's the editor-in-chief of Wikileaks, and they want to bring him to the United States and bring him up on espionage charges. Since the collateral murder video was released, there have been increasing attacks on Wikileaks, and they've been having problems not only with hosting the website but with receiving donations. And initially, Wikileaks was hosted on PRQ servers in Sweden, but after a series of DOS attacks, and I'm going to come back to that and explain what that is in a minute, they moved their servers to Amazon.com. And since then, Amazon.com has terminated their service, and it's currently down, but there's hundreds of mirror sites that are currently in existence, and these are kind of a snapshot of what the website was, and they're being hosted on remote servers, so you can still have access to it, and documents are still out there, but currently Wikileaks is in a kind of state, the actual website itself is in a state of limbo. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Julian Assange. And Assange is an Australian journalist and an internet activist, and he's most well known for being the spokesperson and the editor-in-chief of Wikileaks. He's currently having some legal problems right now, and he's facing some sexual offense charges in Sweden. These charges were initially brought up in August of 2010 by two women, but then the case was closed and the charges were dropped. However, in September, the case was reopened, and then Swedish officials then put an arrest warrant out for him November 30th, 2010. The main idea with this is that a lot of people are thinking that this might be a politically motivated thing to try to get Assange out of the picture and shut down WikiLeaks. But as of December 7th, 2010, Assange turned himself in to British police, and he's now being held in Britain without bail. He is refusing to be extradited to Sweden because he's really afraid that that the Swedish officials will hand him over to the U.S. officials. But he is willing to meet and discuss the case with Swedish officials. He just doesn't want to do it in Sweden. So the latest development with this situation is that there has been a series of DOS attacks on Visa and MasterCard's website, on PayPal's website, and on Joe Lieberman and Sarah Palin's website, and a couple other ones too. And these are organizations or people or just things that have kind of crossed WikiLeaks, either by refusing, like with Visa card, then MasterCard, they refuse to process payment donations to WikiLeaks, and then Joe Lieberman and Sarah Palin have really spoke out a lot against Assange, and so that's kind of what they think has initiated these attacks. So just to kind of explain what a DOS attack is, it's when the servers of that website are flooded with information requests so that it can't respond to legitimate requests by people who are actually trying to access the site and use it for what it's for. And so it shuts down the site by overworking it, basically. The attacks are being done by a group called Anonymous in a campaign called Operation Payback. And Anonymous is a band of people that's kind of joined by an internet image board site called 4chan.org. And they kind of work together to just do any variety of things. They're a very diverse group, and yeah, that's Anonymous. Okay, so there's clearly some pros and cons with the idea of WikiLeaks, and that's kind of what I want to leave you guys with, the final little bit of discussion. Basically, the pros would be that it holds people accountable, it's a way of telling the truth, and it does what journalism is supposed to do. And it's good. We want the truth, we want to know what's happening in the world, and that's important. On the other hand, what it does is it also subverts the government, and by exposing these truths, it can make people doubt the government and that the government's doing good things, and if that happens, then everyone gets really pissed off, and then there's anarchy, and it's a mess. But hopefully what this kind of overview did is it kind of gave you the facts so you can make your own decision about it, and I highly encourage you to go and read, just Google search, some of these terms, and like WikiLeaks and Assange, and just find out what's going on in the world. You can also check out, like I said, the actual WikiLeaks site. Even though it's no longer up, it's still the information is still there on mirror sites, so you can still see, get that primary source and find out what's going on. But I hope that you guys found this video helpful, and good luck.